I wrote some stuff down. Prior to Wednesday's meeting, I messaged you detailing on some mistreatments and
You messaged me detailing mistreatment
yeah,
about.
about how John cursed me out.
You didn't message me about
I
that.
did. It's on phone.
I didn't know that. I don't have a message.
Okay. And then you bypassed it with the pop-up meeting saying that there were rules that are new to the store.
Back to basics.
Still new rules, yeah. And I was getting my hours cut for the third time for convenience. All of the rules you talked about was the opposite of what we normally do. I was just following rules on Saturday and Tuesday, and I feel like Wednesday was just y'all trying to be proactive and tell me I'm doing wrong and say for like. And so when I sent you the text on Wednesday, it detailed about how I was following rules and how everything was normally done. And I came in here looking for a resolution on Wednesday, and you had the meeting. Looking at the camera, every day you could see I've worked, even March 1st and March 14th. You will see John was in the office, and there was rotainers, and I got one, and he cursed me out.
Okay.
So, even all the rules that you said was something that we don't do normally.
What?
Huh?
Which, other than making sure you look at your money, which I know when I taught you, it was...
everything.
What is new?
You said something along the lines of there should be no rotators on the floor, all workers should be in the front, no one should be in the safe counting drawers or in the back rooms or in and out of the store.
None of those are new rules. Every one of them.
Well, they're done every night.
So y'all have money out of the safe every night after 9 o'clock?
Not me, not y'all, John.
John, okay.
Yeah, he counts drawers and things, yeah.
All right, and the rotainers, my point, I think, which I want you to communicate all your stuff. Mm-hmm. However, your meeting was not a meeting. What I did with you was I did with Jonathan that day, and I did with Aubrey.
Okay.
It's a back to basics. The entire Dollar General is having back to basics. I can show you printouts.
Okay, I'm not saying that.
Back to basics meetings. However, when I was talking to you, and I wasn't expressing what you did wrong at all. I was expressing back to basics, which I expressed with every employee here.
I know, because I don't do nothing wrong.
No, you do a lot of things wrong.
But keep going.
Okay, continue your note. I think that you might need to look for a transfer.
A transfer to where?
Another store.
Why?
Because I'm not going to work in a situation where I won't insist that you transfer.
But
however, I'm going to. So what I do every time we deal with anything. So if this is a toxic work environment, which is what it feels like.
But I'm not making it toxic.
Okay, anytime anyone else is here, it isn't toxic.
Because y'all have family ties and things.
Who am I related to?
You girlfriends with Teresa and Aubrey's her daughter. And then you and John are friends.
How am I friends with John?
So is everything else true though? Like, aren't you girlfriends with Teresa?
No.
You are girlfriends with Teresa.
How am I girlfriends with Teresa? She has a husband.
Okay, but you said that was your girlfriend.
I call Teresa my girlfriend all the time because me and her are Aubrey's mom.
How are both of y'all Aubrey's mom?
Because it's a joke.
Okay.
Okay, continue your list. And then I'll call Kevin and find out what I'm supposed to do.
Okay. And in the message, I also told you about how y'all start new rules, and then instead of like explaining things to me or giving me tangible things to do, y'all just verbally tell me what to do and then get mad when I do what y'all want me to do.
Look, can I grab my phone, please?
No. Well, yeah, go ahead. Sure, so you can pull up the message, yeah.
Thank you. I may If this stays level, we'll continue it. If it doesn't, then we'll have to have a third party.
I'm always level.
Okay.
In the message, I was detailing about how I was being mistreated, and I was telling you about how the events that happened Saturday, Thursday, that led up to Wednesday. You could delete it. I've sent it. It's like.
Okay, it's not in my phone. What phone number did you send it from?
Did I send it from?
Yes.
My phone number.
337-0563?
Mm-hmm.
It's not here. And you can look at my history and see if I deleted
I don't know how to work other people's phones.
Okay, well, just for your knowledge.
You can say, but I have the text in my phone.
Okay, doke.
And it'll show that it was sent to you.
Okay, I'd like to see it.
No.
Okay. I think that this isn't going to be a good conversation.
Because you deleted the message. But let me...
Hold on, I need to call my boss before we...
Go ahead.
Thank you. Wednesday, because he just elevated his voice and wouldn't listen to me. So when I sent him home, and he asked when could he return, and I said he could return when he talk to me, and he wanted to know when he's scheduled. I said Saturday, so I'll talk with you Saturday if you'd like it. But now he's here, and he's right here. And he brought a list, which I'm great. He brought a letter telling me, but he's saying he sent me a text, which I don't have, but he told me I deleted it. And it's really not, I don't think that it is, I think more problems will come from, I need help knowing how to proceed, because we're not having a hard time right now at all. We're not arguing. However, I can see with the thing about saying I've deleted a text that I didn't receive, which y'all can forensically analyze my phone, I don't care, but, and then saying that, nepotism's everywhere in here, and that and I just said maybe I'd need a third party if it elevated, but then he told me I was a liar, so I don't know what to do. I don't want to get in trouble. He said, what does the text message have on it, Tony? I asked him could I see it, but he told me no, but I tried to hand him my phone, but he told me he didn't know how to operate phones, but he won't allow me to see it. So, I mean, and I'm not going to insist, but I didn't get it. And you know how y'all send out the printouts about everybody go back to basics with your people. Y'all been pushing that. So I had a meeting with Jonathan, not a meeting, but you sit down and you talk about back to basics. Like, we're a comfortable store, so we got away from counting the drawers because I don't have money problems. And it was just a back to basics meeting. But he felt like I was making up new rules, but all I was doing was reining everybody back in so we could be at the basics like we're supposed to be. And he thought it was me signaling him.
Can you put him on speaker so I can say my part?
He wants me to put you on speaker, my love. Is that okay? Okay, thank you. Tony, Kevin.
Hello.
Hey Tony, how's it going?
Hey Kevin. Let me take a So I had sent just a message on Wednesday morning detailing how I was cursed out by one of her employees and how this stemmed from previous problems that we were having because she has expressed to me that everybody wants me gone.
That was the meeting that Leanne came to, and that's what he got from it. Leanne didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. But
y'all are also friends too. But let me continue to talk to him.
I'm sorry, there, talk to him.
And then Instead of talking about the text message on Wednesday, she comes in and said, "We've never counted the draw. Every time I come into work, they give me a draw, they put it in the register, and they clock me in. You can look on the camera, and you can see it's done every day.
We clock you in?
Not. Let me rephrase that. They don't clock me in. They set up the amount for the draw.
They set up the till, you mean?
Yeah, they set up the till. I'm just gonna put the phone closer so I can hear
hold it.
you.
I don't care.
And so I've never had the draw counted. I've never sat down and watched the draw be counted. So was the first time in probably since I've been hired that I sat down with a manager before my shift, sat down prior with the manager and counted the draw. Like I said, you can pull up the camera and see this every day on camera.
Got it.
So instead of talking about the text message I sent her, she proceeds to tell me about how there's new rules being in place because we haven't been following them. And I kept asking her, are these new rules? She's like, no, they're not new rules, but we're just going to implement them now because...
We're going back to basics over and over. That's what Kevin's
I'm talking to Kevin, please.
Don't talk to me like that.
This is how she reacts. When I try to get my side in, she says I'm being rude to her. When in honesty, I'm trying to get clarification because she keeps doing this. This is how all our conversations go.
Every one of them, Kevin.
See? And I'm talking to you and she keeps interjecting, trying to get a rise out of me.
Oh my gosh. Kevin, I'm going to excuse myself when you're done talking to him. Hang up, okay?
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kevin.
Okay, Kevin, are you listening now?
Yeah, no, I was listening all the time.
So, instead of her talking about the text, she comes in and tells me that we have new rules that we're doing and it's opposite of everything that we normally do. Not only that, she says that they're in the process of cutting hours and I'm in the running for getting my hours cut for the third time since I've been working here. When they have hired multiple people, the turnover rate is crazy. They've hired multiple people for the same position. Instead of asking me, do I want more hours, they're trying to get me out of the store to get somebody else into the store. And it feels very targeted. Now I'm going to pull back out the paper so I can finish the list of the bullet points.
So before you get into that, I do want to address the till. And a couple things that you just mentioned before you get into So the till, right? So first of all, y'all haven't been executing policy.
I know.
Yeah, so the policy, so it's kind of like y'all was getting away from policy. Policy is you're supposed to be that till. They don't supposed to just hand you the till and say go, right? You're supposed to validate with a manager that the till is what it's supposed to be.
I know, and we've never done that. That's what I'm saying. All the rules that were...
She hasn't been following policy, so, but she's got to follow policy now because we briefly talked about...
And even when they would put money in my drawer, I try to count it and tell them, like, hey, what are you doing with the money? Like, what are you taking out? What are you putting in? And they get upset with me because I want them to... I'd want to know what's going wrong with my drawer.
Gotcha. Yeah, so going forward, what you'll see is you should have somebody with you to validate that for so.
But we've never done that. That's what I'm saying. You can pull up a camera and you can watch every day. All of the rules that she said in last meeting has been the opposite of what we've been doing.
I know, I get what you're saying. What I'm telling you is the stuff that y'all been doing ain't been right.
I know.
That's all. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But she's not targeting you on that aspect because that's just something that we talked about on the call that all stores wasn't necessarily doing the process right. So that's not just towards you. That should be everybody.
Okay, cool. So
okay, with your bullet points. I'm listening.
And so on top of that, I wasn't trained properly. Everything that I've done has been verbally told to me.
Okay.
So say if I come in and they're like, oh, we're doing totes today, we have a hair care box, da-da-da-da-da. I've never got written instruction. And I've asked her, could we get some written instruction? Because every time somebody says something, it's the opposite of what somebody else said. And it's starting to feel very targeted because every time we turn around, there's something new. And instead of hitting proper points and talking about topics that need to be talked about, she's going to bamboozle me with me saying the rules are wrong. and they're going to cut my hours.
Why are your hours being cut besides the company having a hour reduction? Like, why are
That's something you have to ask Jess.
Okay.
Mind you, they've hired over 10 people to fill the same position and yet have asked me to work more hours. But they're consistently cutting my hours. Doesn't it seem targeted?
I can't say that's targeted just by just that. I have this. First of all, she don't have 10 people on her roster.
Because they've all, I know, that's what I'm saying. People have been hired and quit or fired or went to somewhere else. It's been at least 10 people, is what I'm saying.
Okay, when you feel targeted, all right, what would be the target? What's driving the target? Like, why would she target you?
Because they don't want me here.
Okay.
We've had a conversation. The one that we spoke about, the one that she just said with Leanne, her and Leanne have been knowing each other for years. Leanne comes to this store, shops, and sit down and talk with her and everything. Literally, when we had the conversation, Leanne said that if she was in the position that Jess was in, she would have just fired me. So I don't know what part of the situation, what part of that story you heard, but
I haven't heard anything. But I can tell you this: like, well, what I want to know is why do you feel that they don't want you there?
Because that's what they told me in the conversation. Listen, we had a whole conversation, and she said, we're getting a lot of complaints about you. I said, you're not getting complaints from the customers. And she said, no, they're not from the customers, but we are getting a lot of complaints about you. I said, okay, so if the customers aren't complaining about me and I'm doing my job, nothing else matters because I'm here to work. I'm not here to be friends with people.
So I'm taking that she's getting complaints from team members?
Yes.
Got it. And is it multiple team members that she's getting complaints?
She didn't say. All she said was, John used to interject and say, yeah, he hates me. And then she also said Anna was the only person that works here that said that she's being crazy. This is what she said out of her mouth. She said the only person who had my back was Rihanna.
Okay. All right. So thanks for saying that. So that's why you feel like she don't want you there?
Yeah, because everybody else don't want me there, and they have that family dynamic.
Gotcha. Okay.
And like I said, I've never had a work demerit. I've never had a citation. I've never been told my work is being bad until we've had this conversation in the conversation Wednesday. I've normally been told that I've been doing a great job and everything. So I didn't feel like there'll be any reason for my hours to be cut for the third time. And then to escalate the situation, when I was here last time, as I said, John cursed me out. So to escalate the situation, she calls John into the room. And I said, we cannot have John in the room with us because John's the one who cursed me out. And this is what we're supposed to be having a talk about. And then she told me that, and she's in the back laughing. Like, but as I was saying.
John cussed you out.
Yes, John. This was Tuesday. And he cursed me out because I got a rotainer because there was one rotainer on the floor and there's normally two rotainers on the floor. So I grabbed the second one to be proactive and he cursed me out because I didn't switch him to the one he wanted it to be.
Alright, did anybody hear him cuss you out?
Yes, customers.
Okay. It was just you and him there?
It was me, him, and the customers.
Okay. Do you know what time frame might have been? Afternoon, evening?
It was evening, around like 9:40, between 9:40 and closing.
Okay, you're closing. Okay.
And this is what I expressed to her in the text message that she said she never received.
Okay.
And then to be bamboozled with a meeting telling me I'm not doing my job and they're cutting my hours, I felt very hurt. Because I came to you about real serious situations and then you combated it with that. And I felt since the conversation I wanted to have about John's unprofessionalism, him being invited to the meeting was very intrusive. And then she proceeded to say I was yelling at her and kicked me out of the store in front of the customers as if I was being hostile.
Did you raise your voice at me or?
Not louder than what I'm talking to you now.
Okay, all right, got it. Right now, I wrote down all of your concerns that you had.
And then
And
she's
what?
not allowing me to work today also. So after this conversation, I guess you could just call me on my phone if there's further things that we need to talk about. 460. You the one who told me that.
I didn't say you weren't working. I said you needed to talk.
So before she called you, she said she doesn't see this working.
This
And I
meeting.
see there she goes cutting me off again. So once again, she says she doesn't see this working, and I should and I should seek a transfer. That's what she said, and I said transfer to where? She said out of the store. So that sounds like I'm not working here no more, right?
Well, not necessarily. She just saying she's just trying to seek that potential spot for you, since that it's a lot going on right now between you and them.
Because she said she don't like how I'm talking and things, and she doesn't. I don't know.
What's your last four digits? What's the last four digits of your phone number?
Zero.
Well, do you want to transfer?
No, but I don't want to
Okay.
be. I want to stay here, but I don't want to be bullied, and I don't want to have my hours cut all the time. I don't want to have people ignoring me while I'm trying to ask them what am I doing today. I don't want to ask, can I clock in when I'm here at 5 o'clock on every day? When I'm here before I need to clock in every day. I don't want to have to stand there and wait for people to be mean to me. This isn't fair to me.
Got it. All right. Well, look, do you have a drawer for today?
They have not given me a draw for today. No, we have not counted a draw. We have not done nothing. We came in and just had the conversation. And when we had the conversation, she told me that she did not see me working here. So that's why I felt like I was not going to be working today.
Okay. Got it. All right. Well, I appreciate you letting me hear your concerns, and I'll get with Jessica. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Jess, what would you like me to do today? Would you like me to go home or would you like me to work?
I need to talk to Kevin and find out what I'm supposed to do. Is he on the phone still?
I don't know. I didn't touch the phone.
I'll need to speak to Kevin and find out what.
So, should I step outside? What should I
I'll go
do?
outside.
So, what should I do? Is what I'm asking you.
You're on the clock, so you're being paid, so you could just sit and wait. Is that okay? You're being paid.
That's not what I'm asking you. You haven't even given me an attitude. I just would like to know what am I supposed to do, Jess. Please tell me what I'm supposed to do. This is the problem that we
I
have.
need you to wait. I just need to ask.
They say wait.
That's what I asked you to do. I said you're on the clock, so just wait. And I don't understand. When you're 58, you ain't got to work on it. You natural. You know. That's right, baby. You got all the riz. Hey.
Hey,
So you remember the times that we've had daily planners and stuff?
no.
You remember the checklist? Okay. So I will, going forward, because Kevin talked to me, told me he wanted me using the daily planner because verbal directions don't work for everybody, for me to make sure everything's written that you do and to put everything that is supposed to be your job so that you can see it and do it for everybody in the building. I know that's something that you get when we're going back to basics. So it's something you get away from and then they pull you back in. That's what Dollar General's doing to me. I'm sorry that you thought I meant you weren't going to work today. And I wasn't saying you can't work here, and I didn't cut more of your hours. I wasn't saying that that's what I wanted you. If they cut me, I cut y'all. I took 2 of Ariel's days and 1 of yours to create Leticia's. So I didn't cut you more. However, there will be a daily planner so that you know what you're doing. Okay? So You can grab your drawer and come count it, and then I got it. Is there anything else you need to say?
I don't.
I mean, I'm not rushing you, baby, so if
I just don't think that. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but like you told me, like when we had to talk with Pumpy, you said everybody want me gone, and now every time you talk about it, you say it never happened. But
no,
like,
I said that people have problems with
so does that not feed into the narrative that y'all want me gone?
it. If that's how I'm sorry that that's how you take it.
And what problems have I had with people for people to have problems with me?
That was an old thing. Currently, I just don't know.
So what's up with the people's attitude now?
I haven't had any interaction about attitudes until you sent, and I saw in a message after I sent you home. And do you know why I sent you home?
You said I was being too loud.
And then when you went out on the sales floor and you continued being loud and talked to the customers and told them to be your witness.
But you were yelling too. You were yelling too.
I was just saying for you to leave.
Yeah, you were making me look bad. You were making me look hostile. I was not yelling. I said I needed a witness. I said we can't call people in here if like they're the ones
And
that
I
I'm
wasn't calling
complaining
it on
about.
nothing for the meeting. It was to ask a question. Anyhow.
And just, I know I sent you the message. I don't know why you keep trying to show me like.
That's the only message that said I didn't have a witness and he already cursed me out last night. You already don't like me. That's the only one that I have.
I understand that, just, but I know I sent it. I understand what you.
But when I asked to see yours, you said. So if you get an opportunity, send me a screenshot of it so I can know what I missed. Make sense?
I know I sent it. Like I already sent it so you can see what you missed. But I know I sent
send me
it.
a screenshot of it so I have the date stamped. You know.
Okay.
That way, it'll be there. Because I would never. Just so you know, you may think, and I know you think poorly of me, and that's
I don't think
cool.
poorly. You acted poorly. A lot of stuff you said has turned into stuff being switched around. Just like with the Leanne talk, that you literally told me that everybody wants me gone. You literally said everybody's complaining about me. That's not
That's
a
what I
customer.
said. That is what I said.
Then why does every time you speak to somebody else, it's a different story?
What do you mean?
Because I said it to other people. I just said it the other day, and you called me delusional. You said you're delusional.
When you were saying we want you gone.
You just said that just now.
That people have problems with you.
And they want me gone.
I didn't say that. I'm not happy. This is what happened in the first conversation. You started on this and you stuck to it, and I'm not sticking to
But
this.
you just agreed to it.
No, I agree that everyone who has worked with you has had a problem with you.
I only work with 2 people.
And they've had a problem with you.
And not everybody, because like when I worked with Anna, when I worked with Tanisha, they didn't have problems with me.
And Tanisha was fired.
Okay, that has nothing to do with me. I'm telling you, I work with 4 people. Since I've worked here, I work with 4 people and 2 of them don't like me.
Okay.
And you've made it a hostile environment. You're the one who told me that they don't like me.
I absolutely cannot make a hostile environment. I do not interact with you. I say hello, I say goodbye.
But you're the one who told me that they don't like me. Told me that they were complaining about me. Told me that there's problems stemming from other people that leads to me.
This isn't the conversation we were having. I was letting you know why you were sent home.
But you bypassed everything I said, because you said you didn't get the text when I know I sent you the text.
And I asked you to show it to me, and you have yet to do that.
Because I'll send it to you through the text. I'll send it to you through the text.
Well, that'd be great.
Okay.
I asked you if you had anything else, and you want to talk about something that I don't know how to answer.
Because that leads into this. That him cursing me out is from you making it okay to instead of you saying, hey, don't treat Tony like how y'all treat Tony, you said, hey, you came to me and said, hey, people have problems with you. They were talking.
When did I tell you? The meeting we had the other day, I said nothing about problems. That was about basics.
I'm talking about the Leanne one.
That was way long ago.
But it's still you bringing it up. I did not come here saying everybody hates me. You bullied me saying that I hated the job, and then when we had the conversation, you said what? You said everybody's ready for me to go. It doesn't matter how long ago it was, it still happened, and it feeds into what's happening now.
Okay, I'm going to do a daily plan. Is there anything I can do for you?
Let me go ahead and grab my stuff. I'm going to grab my stuff so I can come into work. My stuff's in the car. Because because you don't want to have a real conversation. But thank you. I'll be back to. I'm not going home. I'm going back to work. But let me grab my No, I'm gonna go back to work and everybody's still mad at me. They try to like make me again. It's like,
So why are you going back?
should I just go home?
How do you? I mean,
Like I'm nerve wrecked right now. Like,
what do you want to do? I'm here.
I'm gonna tell them, can we start over Tuesday? Can I just come back Tuesday? And like just, because I'm not in an emotional state right now.
Sir, have a good day. Oh, welcome.